I am a baby. Well, not really, actually, unless you consider 6'5", 19-year-old men babies. In that case, I am a baby. However, the 14-year-old me in 2017 was definitely a baby. He was scared of Roblox horror games, Five Nights at Freddy's, and constantly watched Markiplier videos on horror games from Boogeyman to Emily Wants to Play. It truly was a peak time for gaming.
There were no signs of forced entry, and the police.
While the game industry was still controlled by big companies like Blizzard and Activision, there was also an emergence of indie games being released and played by millions of people. However, on September 22nd, 2017, that all changed. Doki Doki Literature Club, a cute dating simulator with 4 cute girls. I mean, just reading the Steam bio. Hi, Monica here. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's always been a dream of mine to make something special out of the things I love. Now that you're a club member, you can help me make that dream come true in this cute game. Every day is full of chit-chat and fun activities with all my adorable and unique club members. Sayori, the youthful bundle of sunshine who values happiness the most. Natsuki, the deceivingly cute girl who packs an assertive punch. Yuri, the timid and mysterious one who finds comfort in the world of books. And of course, Monica, the leader of the club. That's me! I'm super excited for you to make friends with everyone and help the Literature Club become a more intimate place for all my members, but I can already tell that you're a sweetheart. Will you promise to spend the most time with me? Oh, this is gonna be a great dating Wait, what's that say at the bottom? This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. What do you mean this game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed? That can't be true. I mean, just look at the game. I'm gonna just play the game and I should have not played the game. Now, as much as I want to talk about how DDLC fits the game's theme tag, psychological horror, I'm going to leave that to Giant Pokey Spyro, who went deep into analysis about the genius of DDLC. I'll leave his video in the description below. My goal for this video is to really discuss why I think Doki Doki Literature Club has one of the largest impacts on the gaming community that no one wants to give it credit for. How DDLC changed the gaming atmosphere forever and why I will forever be thankful for Team Salvato. Now, let's dive in. No, this video does include spoilers for DDLC. If you haven't played the game yet, I seriously request you either play the game yourself or watch someone play it on YouTube. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Doki Doki Literature Club presents itself as a cutesy dating sim with 4 incredibly cute girls. And for the first couple of hours of the game, that is all it really is. You meet all the girls and become aware of each of their personalities. You have Sayori, your childhood friend who is fun and energetic and always tries to make people happy. You have Natsuki, the blunt, sometimes arrogant girl who's actually one of the most soft people in the club once you get to know her. You have Monica, the club president, who's the popular girl who's in charge and making sure the club stays on track. And finally, you have Yuri, the sophisticated girl with the shy exterior who loves reading books and just wants to make friends. And the best girl in the game. I will fight anyone who disagrees that Yuri is the best girl in Doki Doki Literature Club. Anyways, you're able to focus on a single character that you find your favorite, and you're able to write poems for them that based around their personalities. Sarah likes words like excitement, dazzle, and adventure. Natsuki likes words like boop, kawaii, and twirl, while Yuri likes words like aura, landscapes, and raindrops. From this, you're able to go closer with said character and have special moments with the characters. However, this doesn't last long. Things go south real quickly. Act 1 ends with the death of Sayori due to her quote-unquote depression. The player is then forced to play Act 2, which is a glitched version of Act 1 with the removal of Sayori. The player is forced to deal with coping with the death of Sayori while also dealing with new problems and scary things that revolve around the other Dokis. This climaxes in the death of Yuri. And the deletion of Natsuki by Monica. The player is then told that Monica, due to being the president of the club, knows everything and is aware that she is part of a game. The player is then forced to delete Monica from the player files, which restarts the game from the very beginning, except Monica does not exist and Sayori is the club president. However, at the end of the first day, it is revealed to us that Sayori now shares the same knowledge that Monica had, and becomes self-aware as well. This leads to all the characters being deleted for the quote-unquote sake of the player, and the game is over. While there had been games with subverted initial expectations, such as Portal, The Stanley Parable, and Modern Warfare 2, none were able to present themselves as one thing long enough for the player to get comfortable and not get suspicious until the release of Doki Doki Literature Club. This has paved the way for games like Inscription, Superliminal, and Return of the Obra Dinn to present themselves in one genre of the game at the very beginning, and completely switch that genre midway through the gameplay. In my opinion, this leads to a better, more enjoyable game, as you never know what will be around the next corner. You could be playing a racing game like Forza Horizon 4 and then boom, You're playing a game similar to Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's call it Five Nights at Forza 4. As I mentioned previously, the game takes a severe turn about halfway through the game, where it goes from happy dating sim to psychological horror. It achieves this by its use of metafiction and fourth wall breaks, especially from Monica. Monica, due to being president of the club, is self-aware that she is part of a game, and that the main character in the game and the actual player are two separate people. This can even be seen early in the game. For example, one of Monica's quotes of the day is, "Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen." Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. While most, if not all of us, dismiss this initially as some sort of Easter egg or gag joke, it is actually the first time in the game that one of the characters is self-aware of their own existence in the universe. They prove to the player that they know that this is all just a game, and they try to show that to the player, but most players ignore it because it wouldn't make any sense for how the game is presented up to that point. This fourth wall breaking is mainly done by Monica, especially in the end of Act 2. Monica makes sure the player knows that she is self-aware of her own existence, and that she is not in love with the main character of the game, but the player who controls the decision. Some of the inclusions of fourth wall breaking include Monica talking about how her name doesn't work in translations of the game with Natsuki in Act 1. Monica skipping the day when Yuri tries to talk to the main character by themselves in Act 2. Monica telling the main character that they were not supposed to see Yuri cutting herself in Act 2. Monica asking if the player behind the screen can or cannot hear her in Act 2. Monica mentioning that the player had no choice on whether they could or could not join the literature club in Act 2. Monica telling the player that she feels like the only real people in the club are herself and the main character in Act 2. Yuri mentioning that she feels something sharp when Monica is around and that she is up to something beyond her control in Act 2. Natsuki's poem about something being off with Yuri and Monica in Act 2. Literally the entirety of Act 3 involving Monica. Sayori becoming self-aware due to her becoming president of the literature club in Act 4. This is only a small list of fourth wall breaks that are in the game. I'm going to leave a link in the description to a Reddit post by user Lixina that lists all the fourth wall breaks in the game. While Doki Doki Literature Club was not the first game to include fourth wall breaks, it certainly relied on it more than anything else in the game. Games like Undertale, The Stanley Parable, West of Loathing, and Metal Gear Solid included some fourth wall breaking, but they never relied on it as much as Doki Doki Literature Club. This led the way for games like Gato Roboto, High on Life, and even major games like Doom Eternal to rely on fourth wall breaks more and more often. As I mentioned at the very beginning, the game starts off with a warning that this game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. And for those who are wondering, this is definitely a warning that is needed before playing the game. The game has such an emotional impact, and takes players through many different emotional experiences. In fact, every Doki has a mental problem that they each deal with. Yuri's script talks about anxiety and bottling up their own emotions, and what the consequences that living with those can be. It also talks about people who do self-harm to themselves, and how they reflect to themselves about it giving them some sort of rush. She also suffers from borderline personality disorder, or BPD, which can be seen by her intense mood swings and lack of self-worth. Natsuki is a harder one to pinpoint when it comes to any mental illnesses, but it's obvious that she suffers through lots of stress and turmoil. Her only safe place seems to be the literature club, as her home life is terrible as she is constantly beaten and starved. She often has to portray an angry and mean attitude to make up for her small size, even though by following her path in the game, you find out that she is one of the most soft and caring people in the club. It's an example of how not to read a book by its cover. Monica is the textbook definition of a narcissist. Monica constantly exaggerates her own importance and has dreams of success and love, especially when reflecting on her so-called relationship with the player. She takes advantage of her friends to reach her own goals and disregards their feelings completely as if they do not matter in the slightest. She's also envious of almost everyone and would do anything to be in their shoes. While this is all terrible, Monica also shows change toward the end of the game, reflecting that she truly did care about her friends, that she couldn't even delete them, and that she was sorry for what she did and nobody deserved what she did to them. Sayori's illness is one that is actually stated in the game. She has severe depression that she has lived with her entire life. She often feels the need to pretend to be super happy and excitable so that her friends don't worry about her so that she can make other people happy. She suffers from depressive moods, low appetite, feelings of worthlessness and guilt, and recurrent thoughts of death and suicide. While I'd love to cover this more in depth, I think the Juicebox's video on the dark truth about Sayori covers it better than I could ever try to. I'll leave a link in the description below, as well as a Reddit post by user Carnivorous L that goes more in depth and gives examples of each Doki's mental problems in the description as well. While some people believe this impacted the way mental illnesses can be used to convey a story in a video game, I think this more or less allows the characters to be more relatable to the people who play them. Nobody in this world is perfect, and many of us deal with mental illnesses that we may not even know we have. Many people are able to relate to these characters and can even put themselves in their shoes when it comes to certain things. For example, the main reason that I like Yuri so much is that I am able to relate to her anxiety and her bottling up her emotions and not letting the world see them. It is something that I struggle with almost every day, but knowing that I'm not the only one who goes through that can be relieving and help me try to find help and become a better person. There are people who can relate to Sayori's thoughts of worthlessness, Monika's narcissism, and Natsuki's troubled home life. It is what makes these characters truly special in the eyes of the community, and why the fandom for Doki Doki Literature Club is one of the strongest fandoms I've ever seen in a game. Speaking of fandom, while the Doki Doki Literature Club hype train has definitely reached its climax and will never even be close to reaching it again, its long-lasting effect in the indie world can still be seen almost 6 years later. There are so many mods for Doki Doki Literature Club such as New Eyes, Outcast, and Exit Music, and there are even some mods still being released 6 years later. There are plenty of people uploading videos on YouTube of these mods still now, and even streamers on Twitch still playing DDLC mods. Let's go watch a streamer right now and see what they're up to.
How is the first option left for you? Just go down to the fucking local drugstore, pick up a pack of Trojans for fuck's sake, go down to your fucking house, and just deliver the mac and cheese for all fucking night, and you're golden. It would literally take whatever the conversion rate of $8 in yen is, maybe some dinner, I don't fucking know, and you're golden. Like what? How is that?
Okay, maybe not that streamer. There's also a massive content creation that has been produced about DDLC. Hundreds of songs like Why Did I Say Okie Dokie by Stupid DM, and Just Monica by Random Encounters, and even plays and performances at gaming conventions and other events about DDLC. Memes spanned even past the DDLC community into general media and spread the influence of DDLC even farther than anyone at Team Salvato could even imagined. There's even a series on YouTube by QueerX's about the Dokis doing random things from robbing a bank to going camping, which is still ongoing. All this will be linked in the description, by the way. These kinds of things led to the release of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus 2 years ago, which allowed even more people to play DDLC as it opened up a console port for the game and released more content directly from Team Salvato that provided the fanbase with even more stuff to be excited about. So that does it. Hopefully I was able to convince you all about the influence that Doki Doki Literature Club has had and continues to have on our world, both in and outside the realm of gaming. DDLC has pushed the boundaries of what a game can be, its impact on the visual novel genre as well as other genres, and its ability to engage players on a deep emotional level make it a standout title that has forever changed the gaming landscape. Again, thank you Team Salvato for your amazing work and your huge contribution to the society. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out the other creators in the description below. With that being said, my name is Izaki, have a great rest of your day, and stay foxy.